I'm Hema Priya. On behalf of Sri Aurobindo Society, I welcome you all. In this video, I'm going to talk about new age experiential innovative ideas, which was compiled by Zero Investment Innovation for Education Initiatives. So in this video, I'm going to share you a zero investment idea, which was brought up from the state Dagar and Nagar Haveli. There was an innovative teacher from that state who described an innovative idea, and maybe innovative idea comes from the innovative case study. That case study is called Learning Through Games. See, I think if you wanted to narrate a story, or if you wanted to introduce any topics, for example, let's talk about solar energy. So when you tell these things to the people, to the students, they don't get excited. Tomorrow we're going to learn about solar energy. They won't feel that much excited to learn. But if you tell them tomorrow we're going to learn through games. So by learning through games, you also learn a concept of solar system. So they really get engaged. They really get engaged in those games. So this is how right from the learning through games, a small innovative idea will come, that is called identify and jump, which is like a grid game. So a teacher would be giving an education, giving a learning outcome through this activity. A teacher wants all the students to get involved in the activity, where a teacher would be telling all the students to form a box. Square boxes will be there. So form a square boxes. So where it will be like 4 to 4 groups where they can play in those games. So there will be a grid, okay, with the square boxes, and in all boxes it will be filled. And dice also they can use. If they don't use dice also, there are some question papers, because a teacher should make all the students to play the game as well as to get the knowledge something. So by using that game, grid game, a teacher will be giving them slips, question slips. So when a person is throwing a dice or anything, before that, when a student is not reaching to the level, then the student should pick up a slip. When a student's dice throw a dice, there will be 2 or 3 comes. So after going to the 2 or 3, after going to that, then they'll be picking out a slip and to learn what is that question. So there will be a question like, which gas would be used, which pressure would be used when you use for soft drinks. So it is obviously CO2. So the students will answer that CO2. So these chemical elements, if you keep a chart and tell them, they don't easily, revise, and they won't get easily remember all those names, chemical names. But if you use this grid game, by using this grid game, if you teach these chemical elements, which is used for pressure, which pressure will be used in the soft drinks, CO2 pressure will be used it. So then next, the other person will be going to the other box, and there will be another slip they'll be picking out, and they'll be reading it out. So there are another questions. Which conductor would be using for this electricity? It may be Ag, which is called silver. So that conductor would be used it. So like that, there are different, by using these grid game, they are phrasing a lot of questions into the question slips, and students will be picking out and reading the question as well as answering it. So by doing this, they remember what is CO2. They remember all these chemical elements very, very easily. So you can also make this activity in your schools and in your classroom. If you wanted to know more about our innovative ideas, you can subscribe to a channel called ZII here. If you're watching this video on the Facebook, make sure you like our page. Thank you so much for watching.